This way these guys can.
Hey, everybody, this is Dr. J, Professor Striking Kamal. Where are we? We're in the Northeast somewhere?
Somewhere in the Northeast.
Streaming live from
You
somewhere.
can tell by the rain.
I'm disoriented because of what's going on Wall Street.
Yeah, I'm sure Kamal's not a happy guy either, right?
It wasn't the earth. It wasn't the earth rumbling. It wasn't a volcanic eruption, but something bothered me today.
Worse. Something worse.
Something worse. They're picking on my stock, Amazon.
Yep, Amazon too. Apple's getting picked on.
Yeah. But you know something? The good news is we're due for a huge bounce in the positive direction, maybe tomorrow. I'll tell you why, because I think the 200 is going to hold. A lot of people missed this rally. They want in. Fund managers have missed it. They're going to start buying. So I really think we get a bounce. If we don't, Professor Omar could be right.
What is he saying? He wasn't really thinking much further lower than the 200, was he?
He was thinking lower than the lows.
Oh.
Lower than the lows. Talking
so
like
what caused the market to tank this much? I mean, I understand there was kind of
I think I blame Professor Omar personally.
I mean, the strike I understand, but I thought they reached a deal.
Do you think I think Ford reached a deal, right?
Well,
the auto workers guys, right?
All right, the strike is one thing. The student loan debt.
That's a misdemeanor, I think.
But that's irrelevant. What the market had to do with the student loans?
I don't know.
I think it's the prospect of
they have less money in their pocket if they got to repay the student loans.
We're talking about what? About 1 million people, 2 million people.
What about the government shutdown? That's another factor.
Government shutdown is probably looming large for a lot of people. If it looks like it's actually going to happen. And also now, I see less talk about the soft landing and more talk about the inevitable recession.
The inevitable recession, the interest rates going higher, the 10-year above 4.5.
Right. Oh, yeah, which I think is an opportunity.
Jamie Dimon, what did he say, 7% on the 10-year?
Did he?
Today. That spooked the market.
Wow. All right. Maybe I should wait. Because I'm thinking of getting into some 10 years just for. I got
whatever cash I had on the sidelines. Instead of buying stock, I bought treasuries today.
Did you? What duration?
I got 5.5, 5.44, something like that.
On 2 years, you got a bunch of 2 years.
On 5 months.
Oh, 5 months. You went really short term.
Yeah.
So you really think this market's going to turn around?
I do.
Somebody on Bloomberg this morning was like. He's buying 5 years and maybe even some 10 years. Just to have a guaranteed 4% over the next couple of years.
It wasn't too long ago. Everybody and their brother said we're going to have new all-time highs before the end of the year. Where are those people today?
That's in the third half.
All right, I didn't say it then, but I'm going to say it now. We're going to have new all-time highs before the end of the year.
Okay, from your mouth to God's ear.
Yeah. I mean, look, a lot of negativity on the street. Darth is worrying about a Black Monday. So I assume he's talking about the comparable to 1929 when he says that, right?
Yeah.
What did we go down in 1929? We went down 25% in 2 days, right? I think.
You're going to have to ask somebody other than me.
No, it was 12.5, about 12% a day, Monday and Tuesday. I don't know the dates. October something. It was October. I don't know.
It was in October of 29, right? Exactly.
Somewhere, I think towards the end of October. I could be wrong. I don't remember. But that's a long time ago. I actually wasn't born yet.
That's a really long time, man.
There's some things I don't remember.
Yeah, anybody who says they remember the streetcars in Brooklyn.
But I do remember that every time we have it seems like from memory, whenever we have a bad August, September, we usually have a good end of the year. And October, November, no, October, November, December is generally the strongest months.
Right. That's assuming that, retail is going to. See, Dart is saying that it's always in October. It was October 14th when it happened. And there was a big drop and then a rally afterwards. But you're right. But the rally didn't last because remember, a lot of the early 30s was pretty horrible.
Oh, we already tested the 200-day. I didn't realize we got down that low. Wow.
That's on the S&P.
I didn't
Usually
realize.
the SPYs, I don't know if they're
Andrew, I figured we would bounce off tomorrow. We already bounced off.
Well, that's why it's a horse race.
I figure we're going to start moving on up, like Jefferson.
I
Remember
agree,
Jefferson?
or I have to agree.
To a penthouse apartment in the sky or wherever. Jefferson's was one of the funniest shows ever. Is that the name of it, the Jeffersons? I think so.
Jefferson's, yes.
Jeffersons.
Moving on up.
Moving on up, yeah. That was so fun. October 29th was the exact date. Apparently it was predicted by Babson. Yeah, I heard of him. Yeah, that sounds right, Russ. Thank you. Thank you.
Can we check the SPY?
I mean, what we had in 07, 08, 08, 09, 08, 09, whatever it was, that was just as bad as.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
Yeah, I don't remember what we lost in any one given day, but it went on for a long time. It was very bad.
That was the year I lost my job. So
and also 1980. What did we lose?
That's when you lost your job too, right? Come on.
What did we lose in 1987? That was horrible, wasn't it? One day crash, 25% maybe. I think it was 20.
Yeah, it was big.
Can I show you something on the?
I was a grad student at the time, so I didn't have any money.
Yeah. What is it, Kamal?
I like now where I'm loaded.
I want to show you something on the SPY chart when you get a chance.
Oh, let's look at the SPY because I was looking at it early this morning and I said to myself, when it hits the 200, I'm buying.
But there is a gap. There is a gap. I think it's going to fill. There is a gap there.
Apparently, I missed it. But let's share screen and take a look. I was not paying sufficient attention, I guess.
I want to check the 6 months chart. There is a gap that's going to be.
By the way, Target is continuing to implode. And Costco had great earnings and down.
Right. Target is just. You're right. It's imploding. It's disgusting.
They're closing more stores. The stealing is unbelievable. What's going on?
You think that's it?
I think so.
No, I was just reading something that said that people in San Francisco think a lot of what we're seeing is overblown.
I don't know. The shrink is incredible in these places. Everyone's stealing. The employees are stealing. The customers are stealing. It's ridiculous. SPY, you want me to look at?
Yeah, you might as well. Place to start.
Yeah. So I think 419 was indeed the 200. And is that the low of the day, according to Andrew, right?
Well, he was looking at the he wasn't looking at the SPIs. He was looking at the SPX, I think. But
for the low, the 200 looks like 417, right? 418.
Dr. J, do you see that gap? That gap in end of May?
End of May gap?
Yeah, if you draw a line.
I see in April some gaps.
Right there, to the right.
You're calling that a gap? I see what he's talking about.
Which?
End of May.
Right here?
Yeah.
More to the right.
May 4th?
No, end of May.
He's talking about the beginning of June. You could see a little bit of a gap.
Yeah.
Right there.
This one right here?
Yeah. If you click on the 6 months chart, it shows it much better.
6 month chart. This one.
Right there.
Right.
Yeah.
So it just stopped at the top of the gap today. I mean, that's my observation.
Uh-huh. Yeah. All right, I'll draw that line in, being that you took the trouble to point it out. Yeah, it's close to that point, just above it. But
Yep.
what I'm looking at, Kamal, is 418.31. I think we test that tomorrow, and we get a bounce. The spiders today were the low was just about where we closed, right? Yeah. SPY closed pretty close to the low. I feel very good about doing a little bargain hunting right at 418.31. If it goes much below that, then Omar, first of all, if it stops exactly here, Mike Wilson will be vindicated.
Right.
Because when it was 460, he said we're going to test the 200. And he said at least, that's the way he put it. So he's probably expecting lower than that.
Yeah, because at the time you made that prediction, look at where the 200 was.
Mm-hmm. It was 409. 407, something like that.
Mm.
It was
So
up here.
that was actually after he capitulated. Before he capitulated, it was even earlier.
Yeah, I think it was about 407, something like that. Right. So he would expect it to go even lower, probably. I can't talk for him, but probably around 400, somewhere around there. Let me do the 1 year chart. What is this low? This low is 380. Knowing Mike Wilson, he's probably thinking the retest of this 380 low. I can't talk for him because I don't know if that's true. At the same time, just before this recent sell-off in September, Savita, I forgot her last name. I can't say it. The woman equities guru from Bank of America Merrill Lynch. She called for a close on the year at 4,600 or about 460 SPY. And as soon as she'd said that, it like all hell broke loose to the downside. It wasn't very good timing on her part. Even if she's ultimately right, you know what I mean? It doesn't look too good. All right, so my call here, of course, it could go much lower or not get there. But I think investors are going to be open up their wallets and pocketbooks at 418. Fund managers that missed the rally, they're going to want in. So you'll see tech being bought like crazy, in my mind. I've been buying NVIDIA and the other one, Supermicro. And despite the downturn, I'm buying both of them. I sold my U at 32 and a quarter. I started buying it back today. I'll buy it back over the course of maybe, depending on the action in the market, probably over the next few days, trading days. NVIDIA is one that I've been buying, like I said.
NVIDIA, maybe it's the time to get back in again. I got back in about $20 ago.
Yeah, my average, actually, I started buying.
I got back in about 440.
I started buying it at about 450. My average, I haven't looked lately, but my average is, I think, about 439, something like that. So I'm behind the 8 ball, but not by much. What's 20 points for NVIDIA? And look at how it's sitting now on the 100 for the last week. It found a home.
Yeah, it did.
I don't think we see lower than this. I'm very bullish NVIDIA. Again, everyone who missed it wants in. If it gets down to these lows, down around here, these lows at 387, I think you see a shipload of buying.
Yes.
Low.
If you anything that fills that gap.
Yeah. I don't think it's going to fill that gap. But if it ever does, I'll be a buyer because I'm patient. You got to be patient with this one. If there's a market crash and we get down to the 300s, low 300s, I'm a buyer. I don't think I put it to you this way: if the stock market corrects 50%, I don't think this one will correct 50%. I think it'll correct 30%.
Right.
But that's just my thinking. I want to take a quick look at the Qs. I haven't looked at them at all in a while. I haven't sold any, haven't bought any lately. It looks like we dipped below this low of 358. Is that true? Yeah, by 4 points. So we dipped below the low, the recent low. Oh, well. The recent low over here was 358. We're at 354. But again, go a little bit lower and then zoom right back up. I don't think this gets down to 329. Do you?
But to the 200?
Yeah.
These days,
It could.
I'm staying in Professor Omar's camp.
It could get down there.
I mean, believe me, I've been silly enough to start spending my money on the way down that I'm not going to have anything by the time the crash comes.
I've never heard so much talk about 1929 like I'm hearing lately.
Like I said, more and more people are talking about this recession actually happening.
Yeah, maybe it's going to be a self-fulfilling, whatever you call it, prophecy.
Yeah.
Sometimes
the market looks for an excuse to correct.
Yeah, I think the S&P though is going to correct sooner as opposed to later, and so will the Qs. I don't think the Qs are going to test the 200. I do think the S&P will. So I'm a little more optimistic than you, but not much. I take this low right here, 352. That's good enough for me. In other words, maybe tomorrow we go down a little in the morning and turn it around. Right about there. Maybe a little lower, 340.
Yeah, I would have put it right along that little gap top that you have a little bit lower.
All right. Say 347, something like that.
Okay.
I'm thinking we don't get down to the 200. Not this year. Maybe next year. But this year, I think we will make new all-time highs.
Well, made a road rise up to meet you.
Look, this is just one man's opinion. As always, do your own due diligence. Our opinion is strictly our own, not investment advice. Check with an advisor before acting. What else did I say I wanted to look at? You.
Yeah, you need to look at you and NVIDIA.
And Mara.
We looked at NVIDIA.
Oh, we looked at NVIDIA, right.
Mara.
Mirror.
On the wall.
Mirror. Look.
So this is you. Yes, you has been very disappointing.
Yeah, but
it's not even showing nibble signs yet.
It does look like it's at some kind of support level. I started buying it again, so it should go up. I like it right where it closed, right at 30.54. I'm going to continue to nibble you. And if it goes all the way back down here, I'll still nibble at 25.
Actually, you should also look at IWM.
Okay. No, I wrote XBI is what I wrote.
Right.
It bucked the trend today. So did IBB. We're actually up. How is that possible?
I know, right? It's because I sold some.
I never owned it. we tested this the low of 72.61. We broke through it, and then we closed above it. Nice turnaround. That was, what was that, yesterday's candle? Yeah. So yesterday we had a turnaround. No, yesterday was down, and today is a turnaround day. Interesting on XBI. BioDrec could lead us back, believe it or not, because it's been so underperformed, it underperformed by so much. Any kind of rally should be significant. That's how I look at this one. Probably good to buy some quality healthcare stocks. Amgen bucked the trend today. Maybe Pfizer, like one of our viewers suggested. Pfizer's coming out with the new vaccine, right?
It is.
Yeah. Mara.
Maybe it's worth getting back into Lilly.
I didn't have Lilly. How's Lilly doing?
I haven't looked at Lilly in a while.
Target is falling apart. I really feel bad for anyone who owns Target.
Yeah. So.
You own it still?
That was one of my picks. I said Walmart was going to do well, so I bought Target instead.
Yeah.
And ever since the summer, I've been getting my butt handed to me.
Mara and Bitcoin better stop going down right now. Otherwise, they could make a big fall. I'm warning you. This looks like the time to buy Mara. And if I'm wrong, then it's the time to sell Mara. You know what I mean?
What is that black line you have there? That's the 200?
It's just a support area.
No,
look at all the lows that it put in right at this level. A ton of them. So that's why I drew the line now.
No, I'm talking about the wiggly line, the black one.
Oh, the black one is a 200.
Yeah, I bought.
We're trading below it.
Yeah, I know. I bought a lot when it hit that line.
I don't blame you. It looked like a good buy.
Yeah, I bought a few thousand shares.
It was a good buy. I think you'll make money on it. I hope, because
I'm not right now.
I know that, but I said I hope you will.
Yeah.
I own Mara, Riot, Hut, and MicroStrategy. So I own a lot of Bitcoin, and right now I'm hurting on those investments. Still way up on MicroStrategy, but I lost so much off the top. What else? What else did I say?
The guys want to know about Tandem.
About what?
Tandem.
Ugh.
It's ugly.
I can imagine.
Yeah, it's ugly.
Oh man.
No, you picked it. You picked it before that little upswing.
Well, you got some hope in here. You have a nice green turnaround candle, an engulfing candle, after a tremendous downturn. Has there been any other engulfings that had fakes? I don't see any. Maybe here, I don't know. But this is a nice candle today. Might be worth nibbling. I think Dexcom was up today. The other diabetes
play.
The other diabetes is that up? Yeah, that was up. This was the right one to go into, maybe not.
It's just as bad.
Just as bad.
Yeah, in July we had an upswing in July with the other one.
We have a similar candle, It's interesting. So what's the story? Stay away from the diabetes plays because why? I don't know why.
It's funny. Andrew's saying that the diabetes drugs are actually working well against obesity. So one would have thought they'd sell very, very well.
Yeah. What's this one sell? This one has Ozempa. What is that right? Lilly?
Do they don't have Ozempa?
Lilly
is it's at least I sold it in the gap, but at least now it's somewhat accessible.
You can get it. It's a 10% sale off the top.
Right.
Not much. Maybe you buy it here at the 50.
That's what I'm thinking.
526. If you want to buy some quality pharmaceutical, 526 is a good number for Lilly, I think.
Yeah, I think I agree. We're going to get 450.
Amgen bucked the trend, right? It was up today.
There was another company that did a six-bagger today.
No, I'm talking about Dow stocks. There are only two up. This was one of them. I think Walgreens, not Walgreens, Walmart was the other one. This one's hardly off the top, very little off the top. You're not getting any bargain here. I always liked Amgen. Remember Kamal way back?
Way back, years back, actually.
Years back, yeah. What about Pfizer? Pfizer is a bargain, right? Well, they took their haircut. I like buying Pfizer for a bounce. Why not? Pfizer, Apple. What was the other one that the viewer mentioned? Pfizer, Apple, and one other.
So in terms of the bounce?
Yeah, to look for a bounce, I would buy any of the Mag 7.
Pfizer, Apple, and Tesla.
Tesla didn't lose too much recently either.
No, Tesla is
very little, 275 to 244. It's something. You could buy Tesla.
Lately, Elon Musk is playing the role of Bond villain.
You can buy Fisker. They got a play today. Gave back a lot. It was 650. Speculative, but
Did you have anything in that one? You're out of that one, right?
I don't own it. The other one that I noticed on the ticker was Rivian. Rivian got a pop today. So some of the automakers are alive and well.
Yeah, the non-union shops.
This one I like on the short side, but I don't like it here. It's not. Well, maybe I do. I think if I'm going to short it, I wait for it to hit the 100-day at 43. I think this I would short just for protection, because I think the market, one of the ways the market collapses, one scenario is that the banks go poof.
Or Novo has this in
If the banks go poof, then we could have 1929.
I think the biggest problem, I read an article the day before yesterday. It's about the BRICS, and that many countries are not using the dollar as much.
I don't know how much that matters to us, but maybe. So we looked at a lot. I'm good.
Okay.
I'm buying. I'm convinced. I'm a buyer. But then again, I'm almost always a buyer, not a seller. Oh, one thing I have to confess, though, I don't know what this means, how you want to interpret it, but I bought treasuries today, 5 months out. So what does that say about my thinking? I don't know.
Well, it says it's time for some dry powder.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm thinking about going into some 10 years, but that puts away a lot of money for a long time.
I bought an equal amount of, I had X amount of in liquid, totally liquid in cash, and I took half of it and bought treasuries. So I have another half to add.
To play with.
Yeah.
You have to have some play money.
Yeah.
Otherwise you're not going to have a hobby for your retirement.
I think I'm going to move some in. I have some too much in checking, so I'm going to move some into money market.
Okay.
Adios, amigos, and ciao. Happy trading to you. Thanks for coming, everybody. Andrew Doth, Dudes Rock, who else came? I don't know. Well,
I don't know if Dudes is a friend of Dart's.
Dudes
Rock. Let's hope they're friends.
Doth is Russ, CPA. Yeah, we got a bunch today. You know why? Because people get scared when the market's collapsing, and they know that I'm the voice of reason and sanity.
They're looking for direction. They're looking for assurance.
Yeah. As always, support the channel by subscribing. Adios, amigos, and ciao.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
See ya. Bye.